Many of the fundamental elements of the reality we live in exist to tell us what we are, who we should believe we are, where we belong, who we belong to, and what that means for our safety or otherwise. But few of those elements give us an accurate sense of our true self. They rather operate systematically to prevent us from finding out who we are. And if we do find out, prevent us from embodying our true self in our life expression. They impose a set of prescribed beliefs based on our similarities to some people and our differences with others. And those beliefs insist that we exclude and ignore any information that challenges them, that undermines them, and especially information that deconstructs them. And perhaps we're going to deconstruct some of them tonight. And all of these elements define us as enemies. You might think they define us as friends because they show us who our friends are. But the opposite side of that is they make us enemies of anyone identified with a different set of community values. And this is where our interpretations of our life experience locks us into political ideologies, religions, national and cultural paradigms, and enemy patterning through the process of community approval. And what I mean by community approval is, we do things because that's what it seems we have to do to fit in, and to fit in with the identity that our community accepts. And that's not who we are. And all of this effectively prevents us from choosing or creating a different reality. It's part of what I call the consensus reality matrix and how that matrix sustains itself. There will be a place in this protocol where you will need to say your own name. And when you do that, when we get to that, I'll just say your full name, and that's what you should use. And so now I guess I'm ready to begin, and I'm just going to take a moment to slow down a little bit, and I want to encourage you to do that too. So just slow your breathing. Just let it deepen without forcing it. Bring your attention fully into your breath. And breathe into your belly, into your diaphragm if you can. And think of some activity, something, some place, someone you love. And imagine being in that place, being with that person, engaging in that activity. And it's better that it's not sex, because that's much too distracting. So you just imagine yourself in that place where you're in a place of love. A place of love for yourself and love possibly for somebody that you're with. And now it's time to say the protocol. And so it goes like this. And you say I and your full name. Invite the divine intelligence I am to partner with me continuously and support me as I choose to be present, self-empowered, standing in the truth of who I am, holding the love that I am at the center I am. Divine intelligence. It's possible that the self-identity I inhabit was created before I was born, and that it's a fabrication based on observable differences, which are translated into mindsets, beliefs, and prescribed community values. The effect of these is to inform me of where I belong, keeping me compliant with a dominant social order, conditioned into obedience. As such, any self-identity paradigm that I have been inserted into in this way obstructs my connection with my true self. It authorises a false sense of the being I am, until I choose to let go of what I think I know, of what I think I believe, until I allow myself to explore expanded interpretations of the reality I live in. It's also possible that much of the conditioning that contributes to any false self-identity I inhabit is disguised as obvious, intelligent, common sense, which by its very nature defines any other interpretation as nonsense. Divine intelligence. Where this is true for me in any way, work with every relevant level, every relevant aspect of my being. Work multidimensionally, interdimensionally, transdimensionally. Work with my mind and mental body. Work with my emotional body. Work with my cellular memory. Work with every physical existence I have incarnated into in this way. And work with the innate quantum intelligence of my DNA coding. Divine intelligence. Infuse me with sufficient love and light to completely delete, dissolve, neutralize, and eliminate all the pre-installed mindsets and community values that conflict with the truth of who I am. Divine intelligence. Infuse me with sufficient love and light to completely delete, dissolve, neutralize, and eliminate all the programming that supports and sustains a false sense of the being I am, which prevents me exploring an empowered interpretation of the reality I live in, and prevents me from making an empowered choice about where I belong. Divine intelligence, infuse me with sufficient love and light to completely delete, dissolve, neutralize, and eliminate all the psycho-energetic triggers imprinted in me that blindly reject any information that would challenge the beliefs my false sense of self is founded upon. Any information that would challenge what I believe I know. And that would blindly reject any information that would challenge my beliefs about where I think I belong. And would seek to undermine the origins and the authenticity of that information. Divine intelligence, melt away all the fear, all the tension, all the trauma, all the inner conflict, personal and inherited, generated by these phenomena. Divine intelligence, transmute all of these energies into divine love, divine truth, wisdom, compassion, freedom, and authentic self-expression. Divine intelligence. Reconfigure my system now. So that the truth of who I am, my spiritual signature, supersedes all preconditioning and all projections about who I am, about where I belong, and about who I belong to. And do all this now with grace and ease. In this incarnation, in this time-space reality. And now we're going to do the entities associated with this programming. And so you say, I, and your full name. Withdraw any permission I have given, implicitly or explicitly, for any being, parasite, intelligence, or egregore entity to attach to me or to inhabit my system in any way. That sustains any preconditioned self-identification strategies in me. In any way that maintains a false self-identity and prejudiced sense of where I belong. In any way that triggers a reaction of fear, anger, outrage, or control. If that false self-identity is challenged. Or in any way that convinces me that I must define who I think I am. based on any consensus of common sense projected onto me. The possibility of your presence has been overlooked until now, in the same way that the possibility of your existence is conventionally denied as superstitious rubbish in modern civilization. But I choose to include these possibilities now as part of my process of self-empowerment. So I thank you for creating this opportunity for me to understand the truth and the authority I am. I bless you all with love. And I command you to leave now. To follow the most appropriate path for you. And I direct the multi-dimensional divine intelligence I am and the light of original source to facilitate this process with grace, with ease, and with gentleness. Now, thank you. And so it is. So, thank you all for joining me. By my calculation, it's full moon in 9 minutes' time. And I think there's an eclipse or a partial eclipse around the same time. So that energy will be present in this protocol. You may find that you need some additional support and integration time. Take the time you need for this, and any support that you seek, go to a trusted source. Namaste.